growing up as a kid, yeah. All a nigga wanna have was a Burberry scarf and $3 in my pocket. Instead I got beat with a switch, but I don't give a fuck, but it's on my body. Scars all up on me, but I run around from.
What is up, everybody? It's JT Sports and Max, you guys, with another video. This video, I am here with my Tennessee Titans 2020 NFL record prediction. Going to be giving my game-by-game predictions on how I feel the Tennessee Titans upcoming season will go. And before I get into it, make sure that you guys hit the like button and subscribe to the channel because I upload NFL videos and college football videos daily. So the Tennessee Titans. Now, it's been a lot of arguments about the Tennessee Titans this offseason. Some people feel they are a fluke team. They just had an incredible story last year. They won't live up to that level of play this upcoming season. Then you have some people who believe that the Tennessee Titans are legitimate Super Bowl contenders and that last season wasn't a fluke. I fall on the second end of that argument. I don't think Tennessee's season was a fluke last year. I felt they needed a quarterback change. They got the quarterback change. They got some good play out of Ryan Tannehill, and they have identity. Like, the thing with the Tennessee Titans is that most fluke teams, they don't really have identity, basically. The Tennessee Titans do. The Tennessee Titans remind me a lot of those old school Pittsburgh Steelers teams with Jerome Bettis, when the Steelers just wanted to run the football at will and rely on their great defense and then throw the football when need be. And that's kind of what the Tennessee Titans remind me of going into this season. Now, week one, they're going to be facing the Denver Broncos on the road Monday night in Denver. That's going to be a really tough game because Denver is going to be really improved. And I think that if Denver shuts down the run and gets the Tennessee Titans to have to start throwing the football to win the game, I think Denver can win that game. Because you guys got to think about it, right? Tennessee lost Jack Conklin. Jack Conklin wasn't just a normal loss. Jack Conklin was one of the best offensive tackles in the NFL. He's one of the few legitimate elite offensive tackles that we have in the NFL right now. They lost in the free agency. He's playing for the Cleveland Browns now. So I think that loss is going to have a big impact in this game because you're going to have to deal with Von Miller and Bradley Chubb. So I think that's a game that if Tennessee can't run the football and they have to win that game throwing the football, I think that game favors Denver, and that's why I'm going to take Denver to win that game. Now, week two, they face the Jacksonville Jaguars at home. I'm taking them to win that game. The Jacksonville Jaguars aren't really going to be that good this year. They're probably, in my opinion, going to be the worst team in the NFL, having them going 2-14. So I think Tennessee wins that first game there. Week three, they're going on the road in Minnesota to face the Minnesota Vikings. Now, we don't know if Dalvin Cook's going to be back by this point or not, but I think Alexander Mattison should be able to fill those shoes. So this is going to be another physical game. This is going to be a really intense game, and it's going to come down to really who's going to be able to run the football effectively. And I'm going to take Tennessee to do that because Minnesota really lost a lot up front, and you lost Everson Griffin, you lost Level Joseph, so Minnesota lost a lot up front, so I'm going to take Tennessee to win that game there. Week four, they are facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, this is going to be another interesting game because Pittsburgh in the last few matchups against Tennessee has gotten the best out of the Tennessee Titans. But I think this year going around, although I am a Steelers fan, I think that Tennessee finally ends their slump against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they finally are able to get a victory against the Steelers because, like, the Tennessee Titans, for some reason, I just don't know what it is, but they just cannot find a way to beat Pittsburgh. But I think this is the year that they're going to be able to beat Pittsburgh. I think this is a game that could go either way, and me being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, like, I could see Pittsburgh winning this game. But since this is going to be on the road and Tennessee is a really physical football team, I'm going to take Tennessee to win that game. And I mean, this game could go either way, but I just like Tennessee in that game. Week 5, they're going to be facing Buffalo, which is a game that I'm really interested to watch because you're going to have two physical teams. Like, you're going to have a really physical Tennessee Titans offense versus a really physical Buffalo Bills defense. So that's going to come down to a game of who's going to be able to get the momentum on which side of the ball. Can Tennessee dictate the game with their offense, or can Buffalo dictate the game with their defense? So you got two physical styles of play, two really good teams up front in the trenches. I'm going to take Buffalo to win that game. I like Buffalo in that game. I think Buffalo is another team that I think maybe could be able to stop Derrick Henry and stop that rushing attack. And if Tennessee does have to beat Buffalo throwing through the air, you like Buffalo's chances, although a lot of people aren't really that quite sold on Josh Allen. But again, I'd rather take my chances of having to rely on Josh Allen to win the game against that Tennessee Titans secondary, which, no offense, isn't bad. It's one of the best secondaries in the NFL. But Buffalo has a better secondary, in my opinion. So that's why I think Buffalo will go ahead and win that game. But that game can go either way. Week 6, they're going to be facing the Tennessee Titans. The Houston Texans, excuse me. I'm tripping. I'm going to take Tennessee to win that game there. Houston lost a lot. Houston just didn't lose DeAndre Hopkins, but they also lost DJ Reader as well, who is one of the best interior run stoppers in the NFL. So that is going to vote well for Houston, especially when you're facing a Titans team that loves to run the football until there's no more air left. So I'm going to take Tennessee to win that game. So going into the bye week, week 7, they have a record of 4-2. Week 8, they're going to be facing the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals, this is a team that a lot of Tennessee Titans fans may overlook. I'm going to take Tennessee to win this game, but I want to tell you Tennessee Titans fans to don't take that Cincinnati Bengals game really lightly. That is a game that Tennessee could lose because Cincinnati is really stout up front. I mean, you got DJ Reader, you got Geno Atkins, you got Carlos Dunlap, you got Sam Hubbard. So, I mean, that is one of the best defensive lines in all of the NFL. So, if there is a team that matches up perfectly that can't stop Tennessee's rushing attack, it would be the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, week 9, they're going to be facing the Chicago Bears. That's going to be another interesting matchup. I'm going to take Chicago Bears to win that game in the upside. I know a lot of people would probably say that Tennessee will win that game, but I like Chicago to win that game. I think Chicago can pull off the upset. They're going to have Nick Foles starting that quarterback. Hopefully by this point in the season, they should be able to move the ball effectively. And we already know how good their defense is. Their defense is pretty good against the run and really good against the pass. So I'm going to take the Chicago Bears to win that game there. Week 10, they have to face the Indianapolis Colts at home on a short week Thursday night. I want to take Indianapolis to win that game because Tennessee is coming off a very physical game against the Chicago Bears, which is a game that is going to be really physical and is going to be on a short week as well. So I think Indianapolis goes ahead and they win that first matchup in the first go-around. Week 11, they have to face the Baltimore Ravens. And this is going to be a rematch of the divisional round. And me, although I'm not a Ravens fan, I still hate the fact that Tennessee robbed us of seeing Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson in the AFC Championship game. I was really upset. Everybody wanted to see two of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL go head-to-head to determine who's going to end up representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. And instead, we got robbed of that because Tennessee wanted to come in and ruin everything. But I'm going to take Tennessee to win the game once again against Baltimore. I just think that Tennessee is going to have a great game plan there, and they have the team that is equipped to stop the Baltimore Ravens offense. This is a team that has the perfect game plan, although they are going to have to adapt a little bit because no good team is going to lose to the same game plan twice. So Tennessee, they're going to modify the game plan, but they have the speed on the edge and they have the depth up front to keep up with the Baltimore Ravens offense and limit that offense with Lamar Jackson. So I'm going to take Tennessee to win that game. I think they end up beating the Baltimore Ravens once again. So now they face the Indianapolis Colts. This time they go on the road to face Indianapolis. I think they go ahead and they split with the Colts. I don't think the Colts are going to necessarily sweep the Tennessee Titans this year. Week 13, they have to face the Cleveland Browns, which is going to be another interesting game because the Cleveland Browns are really improved. But again, I'm going to take Tennessee because I think Tennessee is going to be the better team overall, and they're going to be the better coach team overall. Week 14, they got another bye week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like I said, the Jacksonville Jaguars could still win those games, but ultimately I just don't see it. Week 15, they have to face the Detroit Lions. Now, that is going to be another tough game. That's going to be another really intriguing game to watch. Because when you look at the Detroit Lions, the thing with the Detroit Lions is that they have talent. They have one of the better rosters in the NFL, top 15 at least. But the coaching just isn't really quite there. So, me personally, I can see Tennessee winning this game, but I'm going to take Detroit to win that game with the upset. Week 16, they're going to be facing Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers on the road in Green Bay. You're facing, basically, two of these teams are basically identical because they both want to run the football. Now, Green Bay has a slight advantage because they have the better quarterback with Aaron Rodgers, and Tennessee has Ryan Tannehill. I'm going to take Green Bay to win that game because it's really hard to win in Lambeau Field at this point of the season, especially when you got to go on the road to do it. So I'm going to take Green Bay to win that game there. And week 17, they have to face the Houston Texans on the road in Houston. I'm going to take Tennessee to win that game once again. I think they go ahead and they sweep the Houston Texans, because I'm not really high on the Houston Texans this year. That defense is going to be probably a lot worse than what we've seen the previous past seasons, especially with the fact that they're not going to really be able to stop the run. So I think Tennessee ends up going 10-6 this year. I think they should probably end up winning the AFC South. Let me know how you guys feel about the Tennessee Titans down in the comment section down below. Make sure that you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.